Hey there! Welcome to Mount Rainier National Park. I'm here to show you all awesome stuff that you can do here. We've got a bunch of cool activities lined up, like top 5 hikes, checking out the stars over the volcano, watching a rescue helicopter in action, and a bunch of other useful things. Let's kick off with something really amazing. The Mount Freemont Fire Lookout Trail. This trail takes us up to the lookout station at the summit. And let me tell you, the view up there is out of this world. You'll be able to see all around, with the Cascade Mountains and Mount Rainier itself laid out in front of you. The hike starts at Sunrise area. You will walk through forest and meadows. As you go, you will even pass a frozen lake before starting your ascent. Then, the trail takes you along the side of Rocky Ridge for about 1.3 miles until you reach the lookout, which was built back in 1930s. The view from the lookout is absolutely breathtaking. But the adventure doesn't end here. On the way back down, you will have a constant view of Mount Rainier right in front of you. It's a sight that you won't want to miss. Hey, can you see this? Mount Rainier is pretty much always covered in snow. In fact, it got glaciers on it. 25 of them to be exact. Oh, and did you know that Mount Rainier is the most dangerous volcano in North America? Yep, it's because of those glaciers. It might sound weird, but when this volcano erupts, it will melt all the snow. And when that melted snow mixes with the ash from the eruption, it creates something called lahars. These lahars are like concrete flows. Imagine huge rivers of concrete barreling down towards the Seattle area. Alright, we are almost back to where we started, the Sunrise area. The whole trail we've been on is about 5.6 miles long, and it took us around 3 hours there and back. It's a moderate trail, and since today is extremely hot, we set out early in the morning. Okay, let me tell you about another one we think you'll love, the Nature Trail. This one is super easy and short, taking less than an hour to complete. But don't let its short length fool you. It's just as stunning as the last one. Walking through those beautiful meadows brings to mind the alpine areas in the Dolomites. As we stroll along the meadows, we are surrounded by lovely flowers and the site of massive volcano. If you are here for a quick visit and not up for a long hike, this trail is definitely worth a look. You won't be disappointed. So, those are the first 2 trails we really enjoy in Mount Rainier, both in Sunrise area. And before we move on, let me give you some logistics about the park. There are 2 main areas within Mount Rainier National Park. The first one we've been exploring is Sunrise, up off the northeast side of the volcano. The second area is called Paradise, and it's located on the south side of the mountain. Now, here's a crucial tip for planning your visit. This mountain is huge, so traveling from one area to another takes at least 2 to 3 hours. Trying to cover all in one day is nearly impossible. And let me tell you, the weekends here are crazy busy. We once got to the entrance at 8:30 a.m. and there was already a 3 hours wait to get in. And next morning, we arrived at the park entrance at 6:30. And even then, the parking at the Sunrise area was already full. This is how Mount Rainier sunrise parking lot looks at 7 a.m. Yes, 7 a.m. It's literally full. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to discourage you from visiting. Just keep in mind that weekdays might be a better choice if you can swing it. Now, as the sun is setting, we're taking a break after hikes to enjoy the views. The sunset over here is truly beautiful, but there is more to come. During the night, it will get much better because there will be a meteor shower over the Mount Rainier. This is our stargazing setup, and this is my favorite buddy for making night star photos. We are sitting right now outside and watching stars and making a shot of night sky and meteor shower, but it's completely freezing outside, so I put some warm clothes because it's hard to stand over there. Okay, let's look what we have. So cool. Alright, let's head over to Paradise Arena. When you're driving down, make sure to stop at Sunrise Point. It's a small parking area right at the bend of the road. It offers an incredible view of Mount Rainier, Mount Adams, and the surrounding mountains. Back to the trails. Let's start with Nisqually Trail. It's even shorter than the nature trail, taking less than 30 minutes to finish. But trust me, you get some extraordinary views of Mount Rainier every few steps. Plus, keep an eye for animals during the hike. We are in for more animal sighting soon. Next up is slightly different trail. This one takes us through the forest to see 3 alpine lakes. The first lake is Bench Lake, and its view is like something straight out of the postcard. The next lake is Snow Lake. While it doesn't give you a view of Mount Rainier, the meadow and the lake are surrounded by towering mountain walls. The last lake is Reflection Lake, accessible right from the road on your way back to Paradise. Sometimes you can even catch a reflection of Mount Rainier on the lake's surface. Now, let's talk about the final hike, the Skyline Trail. But before that, let me reveal what it's all about with this helicopter. As we were coming back from the nature trail, we noticed rangers closing the parking lot and directing people to make space. Suddenly, the helicopter started descending from the distance. No worries though. We talked to the rangers afterwards and found out that it was just a rescue training. But speaking about safety, here are 3 tips to stay safe on trail.
3 things you need to have on trail.
Water. Sun hat. Good hiking shoes.
Alright, time to the best hike at Mount Rainier. And stick around until the end of the video. I've got some tips for you for capturing the best pictures of the mountain. The Skyline Trail is about 6 miles long and takes around 3 to 4 hours to complete. It starts with a steep climb through Alta Vista, the first viewpoint on the trail. Then you head north with Mount Rainier and Nisqually Glacier on your left. You will encounter several spots that you'll need to hike on snow. Trekking poles can make it easy. While going up, don't miss the stunning panoramic view and keep an eye on the marmots. It seems like National Park has hired them as a lawnmowers. The hike reaches its peak at the panorama point, where on the clear day you can spot other volcanoes of the Pacific Northwest. Then you'll head down through the meadows and creeks back to paradise. Just about 10 minutes before end of the trail, you'll come across the famous Metor Falls. And now, let me show you how to capture my top 3 favorite photos from Mount.
Okay, so let's start with this first shot. This is my favorite photo from that trip. It's a night sky photo, and on the left we have our camper van. Next is Anna, that is standing still for 30 seconds for whole exposure. And the most important part of this shot is that on the right hand side there's Mount Rainier, and the Milky Way is lining up exactly with the Mount Rainier. Looks like a smoke that is going out from the volcano. And during the shot the car was passing by, so I thought it will ruin the shot completely, but at the end it appeared to be very nice addition to this shot, and I like it much better than the other shot that hasn't have any lights from passing cars. To take this photo you have to wait for the exact moment, and here I think it was around 2 a.m. During the night, so you have to be very patient to do this. This photo is taken on the Paradise area at the Bench Lake. So at the Bench Lake you have a very nice view from Mount Rainier, the lake itself, and on the left hand side there is a nice place that somebody that you are taking photo of can stand, and you can make this very nice travel kind of photo. The tricky part with that is that during the sunset the sun is on the left, so the left hand side of the photo gets darker and it's hard to balance the lighting of this shot. But I guess that if you would be here at the sunrise, it might be slightly better. And here you have the same shot, exactly the same shot, but just without anyone standing, just a pure landscape shot. Okay, and this is our last photo that is taken on the Mount Freemont Fire Lookout Trail. And as you see, the Mount Rainier appears to be huge. So there's one very easy trick that you can use even on your smartphone. So go backwards, don't stand too close to the person you're photographing. Zoom in, and by zooming in, you're increasing the focal length, and it makes the background to appear bigger on the photo. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and now you can watch this one.